Welcome back on Digital Toolcase. In this video I want to present you Breakdance. Maybe you already know this new website builder, WordPress website builder, or maybe you don't know it. And I want to show you how it works and why I switched from Elementor Pro to Breakdance. First of all, you need to understand if a site builder like this is for you or not. If you are simply a blogger, you just want to publish your blog, your articles without any advanced feature or needs, well, this maybe is not the tool. It's not something you will need. But if you are more advanced, maybe you like to build entirely your site in a custom way, maybe you have an agency or you build sites for other people, or maybe you are an affiliate marketer who wants to create landing pages, well, this can be a really good choice and I will explain why. Breakdance has been made by the same developers of Oxygen. Oxygen is really liked by website developers because it's very advanced, but it's quite difficult to use. This new Breakdance Builder is easy to use, but at the same time you can do even advanced things. So many Oxygen users are already trying out Breakdance, but the real target here from these guys is the typical Elementor Pro user, because this new site builder it's quite new. It's born 2 months ago, I think, and as you can see here, it already have many news and updates, many releases, and I like this thing because they are updating it very quickly and add new features on every release. And even if it's quite new, it's comparable to Elementor Pro, and it can even do something that you can't do in Elementor Pro if you don't have some external plugins. I want to say right now that as of today there is not a free version of Breakdance. Breakdance it's only a pro website builder, but you can try it for free on your server for 30 days. If you click on my affiliate link here below in the description, you will reach this page. You can click here, free 30-day trial, and you can download Breakdance. It will work for 30 days on your site. You can try it, you can work with it. After 30 days it will stop working and you can decide if you want to purchase it or not. But how much does it cost? This is the pricing page of Breakdance, and as you can see, limited time special pricing, because if you buy it now, you will spend $149 every year, but for an unlimited number of sites and unlimited number of projects. This is a promotional price because it will cost more, it will cost $349. So this is a good moment if you want to try and maybe purchase Breakdance. When you will pay, you will also have a 60-day money-back guarantee. Now, you may think it's a high price, but you need to consider that you can install it on unlimited sites. If you only have one site, this is not the best solution, but if you have from 2 sites and more, this is really a good price, because if you compare it with Elementor, and I have to do it in this case because they are very similar, you will see that with one site you will pay with Elementor $49 yearly, but if you have 2 sites, or you will buy 2 of these, or if you have more than one site, you will need to go on this plan, and if you are an agency, for example, you will need to purchase one of the higher plans. So if you have more than one or two sites, Breakdance is really convenient in this moment. Anyway, the price is not the only thing you need to watch in this case, because, as I said, Breakdance is able to do some things that you can't do in Elementor if you don't have external plugins. Now I want to show you something inside Breakdance and explain why I'm choosing this one. I bought this one and I like it very much, even if it's at the early stage and it's not perfect. There are some bugs, but as you can see from the releases here, they are fixing the issues quite fast. And one other thing that I like is that Luis Reingold, the owner of Breakdance, is really listening for the community, and if you have some problem, some issue, some bug, or maybe if you have some suggestion, they will listen and add it into Breakdance. Just to show you what you can achieve with Breakdance, this is a landing page I was working on today. It's not finished, but this is an example of what you can do with Breakdance. You can do quite anything and more than anything. Now, very quickly, here is the Breakdance section inside WordPress. You have a link to user community, a very active user community. You have video tutorials, support, documentation. You have a roadmap. Where you can even suggest features and so on. Here you have your templates section, and as you can see, you can create your own templates for WooCommerce parts, for blog, and for other kind of pages. You can also add your custom template. You can create your headers, you can create your footers, you can create your global blocks that you can use all around your website. You can create pop-ups. This is a very good thing because you will not need an external plugin, and I will show you later how you can create really good pop-ups. You have your settings here where you can decide if you want to use Breakdance with your usual theme in WordPress or without a theme. And this is a really good choice because now in this case, in this test site, I'm using it without any WordPress theme. But in this other case, I'm using a WordPress theme, it's Blocksy, and then I'm using Breakdance just to build some pages on the site and landing pages. Here we have WooCommerce settings, user access settings, a maintenance mode. Here again, you don't need any other external plugin to set your site in maintenance mode. You have a performance tab where you can speed up your site. Breakdance even has some kind of cache inside, and this makes this builder really fast. You will generate fast websites, and maybe I will show you even this. You have your API keys, you have your tools, you have your design library. Maybe I will show you this part in another video. Now I want to show you very quickly how fast you can create, for example, a header for your site with a great option you can do here in Breakdance. It's the mega menu. So I'm in the headers part here in Breakdance. I can click on add header. I can give a name to this header, test header, for example. I can choose a location where this header will show up everywhere on all my site. I already have a header, a main header here with everywhere, so I will set this only to 404 page. I can choose where I want this header to show in my site. I can add conditions, and this is a really great feature inside Breakdance because I can choose every single template, header, footer, or page where to show it based on conditions. And condition can be if a user is logged in or logged out, a user role, custom PHP, browser, operating system, day of the week, current time, referral URL, and so on, and even dynamic data. And as you can see here, I have many options to set my conditions, and I will show you these conditions even later in the builder, because you can set conditions for every single element. Now let's get rid of conditions. I don't need them here. I click on Add Header and then click on Edit in Breakdance. Okay, this is the real simple Breakdance user interface. Here I have preferences where I can set dark mode or white light mode. I like to use it in dark mode. I also have other settings for the interface. I can upload custom fonts, choose my custom breakpoints if I want. Here I also have global settings where you can set your global colors, global fonts. You can set many things, even for WooCommerce, so you will have them across all your site. Again, I have selectors for the advanced users. I have history for revisions. I have this kind of thing. This is the structure of the page, and you will see how it works. Now, I want to build very quickly a header for this site, so I click on Add here, and here I have all the list of elements inside Breakdance. As you can see, I have WooCommerce ones, form, dynamic, advanced, site, and then all the classic ones. They are really good. Now, here I have also this thing really helpful, a search element. So I want to build a header, and as you can see, I have a header builder here inside the Breakdance. I click on header builder, and this will be my header section. I want to add, for example, a logo, so I need an image. Okay, this image will be my site logo. I'm choosing it here, and this is my logo. It's there. Now I want to insert a menu. I click on Add. I write menu here. I can choose between two menus. This one is the classic WordPress menu. If I click here, I don't have any menu set in WordPress in this case, so I'm not able to see it. Anyway, here you will have your regular menu, WordPress menu, but you need to generate it inside WordPress, and you can edit it only on that part of the site. There is a better option, and it's called Menu Builder, and here is where you can build your very good mega menu. I'm choosing this, and as you can see now I have a custom menu that I can configure how I like. Here I have my links, my pages links. I can obviously configure what I want here for desktop, for mobile. I have the advanced options. Here I can keep a menu selected while styling. So if I open this, you can see this interesting thing. I have two columns here. I have some headlines. I have some links with the description. How it's done? It's done thanks to Mega Menu. I can go here, for example, and customize this part of the menu, for example. And as you can see, here I have my structure, so I can even drag and drop here. It's quite easy to do drag and drop. You can also do it here in your builder. Now I'm going here in my menu link. This is the menu link. This is a menu drop down. Here I can configure with what I like. It's called the products. I can change the text. I can change the link. I can add even a new column. And here it is, a new column. I can call it new column. I can add a link. This will be new link. I can add a description, as you can see, and I can also add an icon, and this will generate really good menus, because as you can see, I can create what I like. Clicking here on advanced, I also have other options, background, icon. I can change the size of my icon, maybe I want it bigger. As you can see, I can change the color and so on. And one example of these great menus is the Breakdance site menu here. As you can see, this is built in Breakdance, so you can generate this kind of really good menus. I want to show you even this thing, this about, is a custom menu, custom drop-down. Let's add another one. For example, in the menu builder, I can add a new menu custom drop-down, and here I can insert what I want. Here it's an image, I can get rid of the image, and I can insert something else. For example, any kind of block, I can insert it here. This is very useful, for example, if you want to insert a login form. Login form, and here it is. I can insert a login form here. This is very useful because in this kind of menu you can insert what you like more and build your site as you like. You can even apply conditions, and I'm showing you now how conditions work. An example of conditions can be this custom drop-down. Let's say we call it login. Obviously, when someone is logged out, you need to show this login menu. But when someone is logged in, you don't need to show this. So you can do it with conditions. Any single element inside Breakdance Builder has conditions. You need to go here on Advanced, Conditions, Edit Conditions, Add Conditions, and here you can choose from many kind of conditions. In this case, it could be, for example, user logged in. You can say that this login phase it's shown only if user is logged out. So when someone, it will not see this anymore. And you can even preview this thing here inside. Now, if you choose always hide, as you can see, you don't see it anymore because you are simulating these conditions. Let's get rid of this. So this is a way you can use conditions. But I want to show you another thing you can do with condition, and it's really interesting. This is a really easy example, maybe a stupid example of what you can do inside Breakdance with conditional things. Let me show you this page in front end. I have two buttons here. If I click on this man button, I will reach a page saying Hi Man. Now I go back, and if I click on women, I will have a page saying Hi Woman. Well, this is not a different page. This is the same page of Hi Man. It's a condition. So by clicking one of the two buttons, I have different results because it's grabbing a URL parameters. If you watch here, for example, the man button, this is the link, and as you can see, it has a gender parameter saying man. This button has a gender parameter saying women. Now, if I show you the result page, this one, in Breakdance, I just need to go here and change my page, and this is really useful. You can see I have Hi Man, Hi Woman, and no gender. Hi Man is the result of one condition, so if I go here on conditions, as you can see, this is my condition, and you can edit and see it here. URL parameter, in this case, need to be man. So the gender parameter is man, and this is my condition. The same happens with hi woman. This has the same kind of condition, but it's different, obviously. Gender is woman. And then I have a third parameter. When there is no parameter set in the gender field, you will see this heading. This is really a quick and easy example, but you can do the same thing for every single element and every single section. For example, I have this section, or I can take this section or this block quote, anything. You can just go here and set your conditions. And as I said, you have many to choose from page, page parent, post ID, post status, the author. You have custom PHP, the browser, the operating system, day of the week, current date, referral URL, and so on. You also have this dynamic data where you can set all your conditions for every single element. This is useful if you maybe are doing some kind of Facebook ads or Google ads and you set your UTM parameters, because someone will reach your page and maybe will have a personalized experience, because you can modify something based on these URL parameters. And this is just an example of what you can do with conditions inside Breakdance. Another thing I like inside Breakdance is the form element. You can build a really complex form with the form builder. I'm placing it here, as you can see. I have many things here. I have my fields with advanced, and I can even move these tabs where I want. You can set name, value, placeholder, if the field is required or not. You can even build conditional forms. So when field email, for example, is equals some value, well, you can do other things. This is really incredible for a builder to have already built in something like that, because usually you need external plugins to do something like this, and you have it here inside Breakdance. You can also choose your text when you submit your form, the success message, the error message. You can choose any other options here. You can redirect after submit, and you can select here some actions. You already have integrations with ActiveCampaign, for example, ConvertKit, Drip, Discord, email, GetResponse, MailChimp, and so on. You also have webhook, and you have a pop-up. And now I will show you how pop-ups work in Breakdance. You can really get rid of many plugins when you use Breakdance, because this is another thing where sometimes you need to use external plugins, and this is a pop-up builder. Add a pop-up, new pop-up, so let's call it just pop-up. In this case, you can choose a location everywhere, or in posts, pages, archives, any single page, on the 404, on the search results, where you want. You can place your pop-ups. You can add conditions. Even here, you can choose your conditions if you need them inside your pop-ups. And you can choose your trigger. So you can choose when to load the pop-up on a page load, for example, after some seconds, on page scroll, after some percent, or with a selector. You can choose page scroll up, so when someone is scrolling up after scrolling down, this pop-up will show. This is really, really, really useful. User inactivity with length in seconds. Mouse moves to exit. This is the classic pop-up exit intent when someone goes here, usually only on desktop, or on click. You can choose the click target. This is how you place your pop-ups on the site. Let's choose page load after 3 seconds. In this case, just to try it out, you can limit how often this pop-up shows, and you can choose other option. Add the pop-up. Now editing Breakdance, and here you can build your pop-up exactly as you build the other pages inside the Breakdance, so you can choose any single element you want. Now, I want to show you some of these elements you can insert in any page. You have the classic blocks here with section, columns, div for the most advanced users. If you don't want to use columns, or anyway, in some cases, it's better to use divs and not columns. You have your heading, your text, button, images, and so on. Here you have your blocks. So for example, you can have an icon box. This is the basic one. You can obviously change whatever you want here inside with all the parameters. You can insert, for example, an icon list. You can obviously change it with icons and so on. You can insert, for example, a pricing table, and this is the basic pricing table. You can modify it. You can insert, let me see, a gallery. This is a gallery. Okay, you can customize it as you want. You can insert a countdown timer. You have some option, even evergreen. You can add this is really interesting. I saw before this one image, this image comparison, really good because it's native. Again, you don't need any external plugin to insert something like this in Breakdance. Let me close this one. Let's try to add something else, for example, a circle counter. Okay, you can insert, for example, your share buttons, again, Google Maps. You have many options here to use all these blocks. One thing I want to show you is that all the elements in Breakdance are flex element by nature. Maybe you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's the way Breakdance is managing, for example, sections and divs. Let's place a div here. Here I can insert, for example, a text. Okay, this is a basic text element. And if I want to place, let's say, a button here on the right, I don't need to use 2 columns because I can use the flex element. It's natively flex, so I just need to add a button here. And as you can see, the button is here below. I just need to select this div here on the right. I can go on layout here. I can choose horizontal and click on align center and vertical align middle. And as you can see now, I have 2 elements, one near to the other. And if I want to separate these elements, I just need to place a gap here, let's say 30. And as you can see, they are now separated. This is a really good practice when you don't need columns, because columns always add some code more to your page. Using this kind of things, you can generate really fast websites and fast pages. Now let me switch very quickly to this landing again. I want to show you something else. I have a lot of things to talk about in Breakdance, and I will do even more videos. Anyway, let's say I want to add an entire section. Here I can click on add, and I have also a library. This is a beta feature at the moment, but as you can see, you have some pre-made sections that you can insert in your site. You have different kinds of things here, Lottie animations, for example. Let's say I want to add this one. I just need to click on add to page, and as you can see, I'm having it here. This is just the beginning. Many more designs will be added. But you have something more here in Breakdance, because even your site can be a media library. Here I can choose this website, and as you can see, I only have two things here, but I can use and reuse my elements inside my other pages. Let's say I want to use, for example, this section. This was not in this page, it was in another page. I can click it and add it to this page. As you can see, even between my different site pages, I can copy and paste elements. You can also set your site as a media library, so you can copy this section from this site to another site where you are using Breakdance. If you use WooCommerce, well, Breakdance it's optimal. I'm in the templates section. I can add a template here, let's say a shop page and all products archives for WooCommerce. Let me create this one, edit in Breakdance, and I will show you how you can quickly generate a WooCommerce page done really well. Add, let's find here at the bottom WooCommerce. Let me, before use in this case 2 columns here, I can choose this one. Now I can go here on WooCommerce, and let's say I want to place here let's say a shop filters. Okay, and here in this column I want to place a let me see, shop page product list, in this case. Okay, as you can see, I have these two things. I can customize everything, but I can do it very simply here on the global settings, on the WooCommerce section. For example, if I go to buttons and links, I can choose the secondary buttons. I can change it to small. As you can see, all these are changed. I can choose, for example, to change the color. Let's say I want these buttons to be blue. I can change the style. I can change the typography. For example, I can change to 20, so they will be smaller, and so on. As you can see, you can use global elements to change all the parts of your sites in a very easy and quick way. You can also add, for example, here, just to show you how it works, a mini cart. This is not the optimal place to put the mini cart. It's better to place it, for example, here on your header. Anyway, you can customize it. You can maybe change the link, hide the count, or hide the subtotal for this dollars amount. You can change the cart. You can enable or disable the top bar, the primary button, cart or checkout. You can change these kind of things. You can insert a continue shopping link, but I want to show you something here. If you want to change this cart preview thing, you can do it really easy. In this case, you need to go here on cart and choose if you want it as a drop down. This is the drop down, but I'm not seeing it because it's too much on the left. I can choose to place it on the right, in this case, or I can choose to place it on the sidebar at the right. So when someone will click here, here is your cart preview. And this is just an example on how easy it's to configure and customize your WooCommerce pages. The last thing I want to show you in this video is this one. It's the Element Studio. This is for the most advanced users because here you can create your custom elements. Yes, you can customize or maybe create your own elements. Obviously, you need to know what you're doing, because here you need to work with the PHP and the CSS code. Anyway, this is the same Element Studio that is used to generate these, and you can generate your own if you are an advanced user. And I don't know if any other website builder lets you do something like this. Again, this is in alpha stage. It will become, I think, better and maybe easier to use. But the thing you can generate your own elements, it's a real plus inside Breakdance. And this is just an overview of this new website builder. I hope you like it. And again, there's this limited time special pricing at the moment, $149 yearly. For unlimited sites, you can click on the link you find here below my video to try it, because if you click here, you can download Breakdance, install it on your website, try it for 30 days, it will work 100% for 30 days in the trial mode, then you can decide if you like it, if you want to purchase it or not. I will do other videos about Breakdance, because there are many things that I think you will find good if you like to build sites using website builders. It's all for this video. Again, thank you for watching, and see you soon in another one.